All right, let's do this. We got about an hour. I'm not feeling well. I keep sneezing. I just don't. I just feel. I feel run down. Just completely run down. But we're gonna hang in there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try this. See what happens. See what happens. Hang out. Hang out today a little bit. I'm still doing my to do list. So if I can get an hour's worth of that in, I'd be happy. Then we can talk about anything you want to talk about. If you're watching this after the fact, I appreciate it. Let me move this. I can actually read. What's up, Haas? What's going on today? I don't feel all that great, to be honest with you. I think it's my what do you call it? I definitely think it's my what do you call it? I don't know. I'm all stuffed up. Yeah, because it's gross outside. Things are going. That's good to know. Yeah, you got to get in quicker than Haas. You know what I'm saying? Like a speed demon. you tell him, Haas. You tell him. Yeah, just feeling like I don't know today. Oh, Keith. Trying to drink a lot of fluids. I know that really helps, but they say drink a lot of fluids. We had 1 cup of coffee today. That's enough. Even though I made a half a pot of coffee, which a half a pot of coffee, they're like, oh, this is 6 cups. It's 2 cups. Let's not get carried away. I actually poured that out to be a cup of coffee. I'm like, oh, here's a shot of coffee. I do fry like a very Friday. Tom knows. Tom knows. There's Charlie. I haven't read your last story yet, Charlie. It's still in my emails. But I feel like just reading I feel like it's about me. I feel like every story you've written so far has been about me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong. I have this pillow. We have a really good. We have like the memory foam mattress and covering and all this other stuff. Yeah, I figured they were all about me, Charlie. That's what I figured. And I have this really thick. Well, you commented on my last story. No, didn't you just put something out like today or something? Or maybe that's behind a paywall. I don't know. I just saw that you put something up. But I have this pillow and it's like a really thick pillow. It's like 2 pillows in one. It's so big. And I use that instead of 2 pillows. But I've been using it for like, I don't know, a year. And now it's kind of like all flat. All right, so that's I don't pay nothing personal. I didn't pay for your subs. Nobody's paying for mine either. And the pillow's just starting to break down now. It's getting like weird. If I move this way too much on it, then it's like there's no pillow. If I move over here, it's a mess. So I've been saying to my wife for like 3 days, "Hey, can you give me another pillow?" And she's like, "Yeah, I have mine that I never use because I don't like it." So she finally gave it to me today, and I'm hoping because I woke up with a headache and my neck hurt from that, and then I'm all stuffed up, all congested. So that's what I need, a shark shaped pillow. Shelly ordered the what do you call it? Frosting, whatever the heck for the for the shark thing. So we're gonna do them tonight. We're gonna do the ones that she made a couple days ago to see how if it works and how it looks. Troy says, "Yeah, no worries," and then his message was redacted or retracted, redacted. Oh, goodness. Goodness. I was going to make cheeseburgers on the grill today. And I'm like, that's a lot of work. Then I'm like, oh, I'll make grilled cheese sandwiches. But here's the problem. I didn't the bread was browned way too quick and the cheese didn't melt enough. So it's really like having a hot cheese sandwich. It's good, just not as good. I'll pay around some information. I'm there to get paid, and if we all pay for each other's, yeah, exactly. Because we're all paying for each other. We used to do that with Patreon all the time. We'd all pay for each other's, and I'm like, yeah, but Patreon gets their cut, so Patreon's the one really making the money here. Like we're all on the $5 level monthly with everybody, and then we're getting like say three of those dollars, and there's 10 of us, so all 10 of us are getting $3, and then Patreon is getting $20. Yeah, you know what? There's many other ways I can spend my money. People seem to like the walk and talks again, so I will continue to do that. Joe seemed to be good, and I need it. I need the walking. I probably will do one tomorrow because my wife will not be here. My wife will be normally she goes to her mother's on Sunday, but this week she switched, so she's going to be there on Saturday all day. So Tom can go hang out with his mom, and that'll be it. I'll buy you guys books, but I'm not paying for subs, and I don't expect you guys to pay mine. That's why I don't mind comping other writers that I like. I never stopped liking the walk and talks. In fact, I remember asking you why you didn't do them anymore. I stopped. Well, I stopped them because I got hurt. I was wrestling a bear, and then another bear. I was wrestling two bears at once, keeping them off, and I smashed them together, and then but I hurt my back. I think I hurt my back, and I couldn't walk, and I was like sleeping on the. I remember I was sleeping on the couch, sitting up for like 3 weeks or something, and so I stopped doing it, and I never got back to it. Bears of the Corn, yep. Yeah, cocaine bears of the corn. So I might have been topless. I'm gonna be honest with you because I have some scratches on my nipples.
Nick sent me a message. He's like, "Oh, I might not be on today, but have you seen this on Tubi? Jaws of the Shark." And I got to read you the description, but I'm going to do the old man thing and look at it. Two scientists genetically engineer a shark with legs, which escapes their captivity and goes on a murdering spree wielding a chainsaw. 5.4 on IMDb. Anybody seen this? It's got to be great. I'm like, I'm going to watch this. I'm definitely going to watch this. It can't be any worse than Sharks in the Corn. And again, when you give a shark legs, you know what it's going to do? Run away. I mean, what are we even thinking about? You know, you can't go 5 minutes in the future, and you won't watch this. And no, listen. Here's the thing. I watch these shark movies. That's about the only horror I watch, and horror as in they're horrific movies. I don't watch. I like how everybody, you like Keith. I like how everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you got to watch this horror movie or that." I do not watch horror movies. I don't like them. I've seen a million of them in my day, and I'm not interested at all in them anymore. So there you go. I don't consider a shark movie a horror movie. I consider it a shark movie. I will watch shark movies. That's it. I will not watch anything, and I will not watch dumb bad movies. And I never liked Bill Goldberg to begin with, so definitely no. Can't believe Chad allows these movies on his TV. You know, it's numbers. It's with Chad. It's all about quantity over quality. But I mean, you keep going, Key. You keep mentioning movies that I'm not going to watch. It's like Chad. Has anybody seen this movie no one's heard of? You know. You know what? If you guys are, but don't get me involved in that. You guys want to talk about crap like that? Knock yourself out. I am not interested at all. Every now and then something I'll see and I'm like, you know what? That's horror, but it's got maybe some thriller elements or something in it. It seems interesting, and I'll watch it. Normally, though, no. I'm going to do so many cool things right now. Charlie will never know. Never know. I feel like I'm going to sneeze a lot. There's Charlie. Did you see that? Did you see the cool thing that I just did, Charlie? Because it's already changed several lives. People are like, I cannot believe you just did. How cool is that? I cannot believe you just did that. And now we're all making money because of it. Do Not Answer on Amazon is based on a David Morrell book, but they have it listed as horror for some reason. Huh. I was consumed going back to Charlie. No. Charlie, no. That's what I need to start looking up and like what thriller movies are based on books. I'm sure there's somebody who has them listed. All of them. So I can watch all of them. I remember, was it COVID? I believe COVID. I started watching classic noir movies. Like I picked up, somebody had like the 100 best noir movies, and I did a bunch of Patreon posts about them. I was watching like one or every day, every other day. And I like doing that. And there was a bunch of them that I had never seen or I'd seen a long, long time ago. You know, all those good black and white, on the waterfront. Those movies. But I stopped doing it for some reason. A lot of them you had to pay for too. I'm like, I'm not paying for literally a movie that was filmed in like 1952. Why do I have to pay $6.99 for this? Top 10 thrillers based on books would be a good video. Stuff like that gets a lot of views. Maybe. I just got to find somebody to go through their thing and steal it. I mean, I give them credit, but you know what I'm saying. I think it's actually on my list of ideas for future videos, which I guess tomorrow I can shoot my Sunday video. I'm also excited because Sunday I can get back into writing. This is tougher than I thought it was going to be. Not writing for a week. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to do it though. I'm definitely going to do it. Top 10 shark movies that Nick Zinn recommended. Yeah, I'm definitely doing an hour today. I need to relax. Top 10 lists in general get a lot of views. My top 10 novels, etc. Yeah, that's probably good. Haas paid me back in spades for all the terrible things he said about Jangles and Drake, which he should. Maybe be a little nicer to people. Maybe be a little more positive. Maybe find more of the positive in people and things, like I do. I lead by example. Nothing but positive from me at all times. Oh, that's not spam. I did win a Yeti Beach Lounge wagon number 5998, though from Walmart. That might be spam. Oh. So I don't know if anybody reads The Yard crime blog, but it just went up 9 minutes ago. Coffee and a Glazed Donut, one of my flash fiction pieces. Nice. All right, so everybody go over there and read it. Make good comments on it. Top 10 inappropriate statements from Frank Jather. We could do 100. Still have leftovers. There's Lorraine. Yeah, everybody go over to The Yard, the crime blog. Coffee and a Glazed Donut is my flash fiction piece that just went live. That's pretty cool. So I realized what that little weird symbol is. After the other day when Frank said wild boar on mine, and he's like, no, I said javelina. So like Lorraine, you just posted and said, hi, ya Keith. But on mine, it corrected it to hi, comma, Keith. I don't know why. Oh, it's coughing. It even has a picture. Well, I'm happy with that. I like that. Let me mark that when it was. I always like to also put the day that it was published as well on my list. Because your kiss, So on 7/9 it was accepted. It was sent in at 4/16, accepted 7/9, published 7/24. Okay. Again, I'm happy with that. It's always nice when you're something that you wrote is published, right? Lorraine says, I appreciate that my mom just passed on Tuesday, so I've been laying low, but I need a positive Friday. Well, you're here. It's positive Friday that you're here. A lot of negative people in this, I'm going to be honest with you. Sorry to hear that, Lorraine. And I read the message, Lorraine, that I will probably be answering in a few minutes. Mm. Nope. Do 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 do. Okay. Let's look at this again. Do 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 do. Nope, nope. Nope. I can't write today because I haven't written all week. All right. I'll message you back. Canada is north of Florida. Gold on the gold, right? In case you didn't know. I feel like I've missed so much while I've been off the chat. What is everyone up to? So many things, Lorraine. Charlie's still in prison. I just read a thing where some romance author who's like in her 70s and she looks like she's about 125 years old, like the Crypt Keeper. She she's written a bunch of books like in, I don't know, Montana or somewhere like that. Some place like that. And I guess anyway, she had a beef with a motel owner
that she used to be friends with, and she went in and she shot him dead. A new tattoo? What the hell are you getting tattoos for? Oh, and my little free library just got a 5-star review, but they didn't leave a. They only left a rating. I don't know who this. I don't know who this woman is. Who are you, woman? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yay! Thanks, Armand. If my stubborn streak can work it out, I'll see you next July. That would be awesome. Frank said, and he was joking. Right? He said to me, I don't know if I want Lorraine there, then I can't be me. And I was like, Frank, it doesn't matter who's there. You're always going to be you. He's like, that's true. The gang here in cell block G made me get one on my face. It's growing on me. It's nice. Is it like a girlfriend? Like they're tagging you and passing you around the cell block? Frank can always be Frank. Frank, you're great. I don't see Frank. Where the hell is Frank? I know Nick's not coming in, so probably after I'm already done. I feel like I can't breathe. I mean, I went outside to do my coffee thing, and I was like, I don't like it out here. What's going on out here? Charlotte, nice. I told my wife last night, I said, hey, Lorraine might come to MondoCon next year. And she immediately went, and I said, no. She said she's going to stay at a hotel. She'll have people with her, like kind of like Shauna. Shauna the first year did that. She came with her son and her boyfriend, or her boyfriend's son, somebody's son, and they just stayed at a hotel. And then she just got dropped off each morning, and then those two went to the beach for 3-4 days. Writing for Keith and tattoos for Charlie. Yep. And writing for Haas. So now I'm caught up. Yeah, you're caught up. No writing for me since Sunday morning. No writing at all. This is crazy killing me. I wrote the name of the book I will be starting for MondoCon. I wrote it on a piece of paper because then I'll list the characters so I don't forget character names. But that's basically the only notes I take. And this is weird, not writing for all these days. Sunday morning, though, be diving in. Not on this book. I'll be diving in on a couple short stories that I had been technically working on. A technicality. I mentioned to finish Chuck Will's Widow. I'm so behind and start my next project. You already got your next project in mind? Already know what the next one's going to be? I kind of got an idea for the idea after this one kind of thing, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm not even going to start it until I get this next book. My goal now is one book at a time. I'll write a bunch of short stories and some flash fiction, like I have today went live. Kind of cool. Hopefully everybody reads it and makes a comment about how wonderful it is. It is not a jerk about it. Oh, I would have done this.
I'm juggling some ideas, but I'm looking for something lighter. Maybe Bruises on a Peach Pit, a dramedy of sorts. It's a good title. There's Chad. Maybe try to get in a Keith mindset. Don't you do not you do not want to ever get in a Keith mindset. Goodness gracious. I read Armand. I don't see where we could comment. Oh, I don't know. Maybe don't comment though. Maybe share it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. I control nothing, Keith. Nothing. The other day on one of my things, Charlie, I guess like Wednesday's show, Monday, whatever, he wasn't on. But Charlie said, "Oh, I watched it afterwards. You seem like you were in a good mood." I read that to my wife, and she's like, it's like nobody's ever going to accuse you of being in a good mood. It just like you seemed like you were in a good mood. I thought that was pretty funny. Wait, what is Bruises on a Peach Pit? That sounds awful close to my book. Maybe that's why I like the title. Yeah, Peach Pit and a butterfly are four separate things, though. I like the title. Don't listen to him. I have a bunch of I have a bunch of videos. So like I'm going through and I'm updating the videos. But I have a bunch of them that I don't know what um playlist to even put them in. That's the problem. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Basically, just like I don't want to create a new one for like I did that with Minecraft, and I think I played once, and I was like, yeah, this isn't working. Yeah, you strip up, read it after work. It's literally like 500 words. So thank you. I'm in Georgia. Yeah, Pete. Yeah, you got. Yeah, don't listen to him, Lorraine. You write your book. He's up in Michigan, which is all butterflies. That's why it fits for him. But peaches fits for you. Chad, plus, I'm sure your book is also about boys building a fort. One touches a meteor and has his flesh melt together like some cocoon, while his friends try to protect him from his abusive dad. You know what? That does sound way too close to the book you're going to be writing, Lorraine. Might want to rethink that. Butterflies are only in Michigan and peaches are only in Georgia. Everyone knows. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes they meet in Tennessee. Butterflies love peaches. I was going to go with There Ain't No Bruises on a Peach Pit originally. Ain't no business like monkey business. Charlie likes that title, Lorraine. Which one do you like, the first one or the second one? The second one seems a little too wordy for me. I mean, that's just me, though. You name your book whatever you want. I don't ever have great names for books.
Charlie likes the second one. Maybe drop the there at the beginning. Ain't no bruises on a peach pit. Yeah, I like that better too. Very positive. There's Mr. Frank. Speaking of Mr. Frank. And too Southern, even though I'm writing Southern Gothic. The title reminds me of Irma Bombeck. You got in late, Chad. There was a Nick. He won't be in, but he said on Tubi there's a movie called Jaws of the Shark. And then somebody here said, "Why did Chad let that on his channel?" Frank, good news. Lorraine is going to try to come to MondoCon last year. I already told her that you were very worried about that. But she wants you to be Frank. She doesn't realize that maybe you shouldn't be, but you know what I'm saying. I think Frank can only be himself. We run a democracy. We just assumed the way you talk about it that you were the one calling all the shots. Chad, on Sunday, we can't do a lot of talking, or I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I need to get back into writing before MondoCon. I was listening to an episode of Bazong the other day. Classic. It was life-changing, wasn't it? Bazong was Frank Edler, Mr. Frank, his podcast for several years, talking about bizarro books. Back when that was a thing before it imploded. Feels like very hard to breathe. You know, I have in my head, I have a stupid Red Hot Chili Pepper song. I don't know why. I'm not a fan. And especially of this dumb song. It's like lyrics every now and then just hit me. And I'm like, why is this in my head? Or do you have asthma? Not as bad as I did, really bad as a kid. But sometimes it hasn't flared up in a long time. But yes, I'm prone to asthma. I just think it's with all the because I left the house yesterday, which is really dumb. I'll tell you that story. Even though it's positive Friday, me and my wife keep getting suckered into going out to eat. So last night, normally my wife goes to her mom's for dinner, but Jess said, "No, you don't worry about it. I'm cooking. Tom's mom is there. I'm going to be cooking, so you don't have to come over." She said, "Great," because I have to run over to my aunt's and move some furniture and whatnot. So she did that. She gets home. It's like 8:00. She's like, "I'm not cooking."
And I'm like, you know what? Let's go out. And she's like, she wanted like some chicken thing that she had ordered from Chili's for her mom last week. And she had one and she liked it. So we go to Chili's. Which this Chili's is awful over here. I don't know why we keep going back. And that way it's the way just that's you have that one way that's just overly friendly, but it's just so disingenuous. You can just tell she's like, I'm gonna go through my whole spiel, blah blah. Oh, welcome in. She puts her hand on your shoulder, the whole 9 yards. Don't touch me. What do you want to drink? Sweet teas, and can we get some chips and salsa? Yeah. So she walks off. So in the meantime, there are people. I mean, the place was not crazy busy, but she's just got one section. It's like 4 tables. 2 of the tables are large parties of people, and there's a little kid running in the aisle back and forth, which is annoying. And so we wait like 10 minutes. We don't see the waitress. When she does come out, she's talking to those other tables and laughing, doesn't check on us, nothing. 15 minutes go by. I'm like, I call over. My wife has to do the talking. I'm like, she's like, where's our drinks? Oh, we have runners for that to get that out. Let me go check. 5 more minutes goes by. We get our drinks and our stuff. So then at that point, then we get our food. Like maybe 5 minutes later, because everything is. And then she never comes. She's not coming back to the table to check on drinks. So I gotta wave her over. Oh, let me check on that. Somebody was supposed to have done that. No, you're supposed to do that. You're the waitress. And literally every part of this, it was somebody else's fault. So then she refills the drink, and then she's like, "Do you want one? I'll make you one to take home." I'm like, "No, I just wanted this one," and I got the fajita trio, but they give you like 4 friggin' shells. So I'm like, yeah, there is always drama, Frank. Yeah, you do not want to go out to eat with me. So I'm like, I'm gonna need another thing of shells. Normally, I think it's enough food. Sure, we're gonna have to charge you for that. I'm like, I don't care. They're just okay. So then we wait. I eat my fork, figuring she's gonna come out. Doesn't come out. I wave her over again because she's still chatting with those other tables, ignoring us. So she comes over. I say, I wanted more shells. Oh, somebody was supposed to run them out. And I'm like, of course. Somebody else's fault. So then the kicker, at that point, I said to my wife, this is a 15% tip. And then at that point, I was like, this is a 9% tip. Then we go to you pay the bill on the app thing, on the table. And my wife she's like, well, this was $186 or something. I'm like, no, it wasn't. So she had put in like 3 fajita trios and guacamole and all this other stuff. And so we got to call her over. And she's like, oh, the manager this is from a previous, the manager was supposed to take all these off. And I'm like, of course, somebody else's fault. So then she finally does that, and then she comes back. She goes, "Listen, I didn't charge you for the drinks because they screwed that up, and then I didn't charge you for the extra tortillas because they were it took them so long to bring those out." I'm like, and I'm just annoyed. So my wife's like 15%, and I'm like, she doesn't deserve it. Whatever you want to pay. And then she was like doing that overly nice. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry for all the problems that we had in the back of the house. And I'm like, you're the problem. And then we left. There's only one time, Charlie, that I did not tip. I'm going to tell you why. We go to the Chinese buffet, me and my wife. And the waitress there was very rude. She literally walked up. My wife had her empty glass and she went, and knocked and did this. My wife's like, oh. The lady doesn't say a word. I asked her for something. And she just rolls her eyes and then walks away. And I'm like, I know you understand English. I know you do. And then I was eating and I put my fork down on a napkin as I'm talking. And she came over to try to grab my plate. I'm like, I'm not, there's still food here. I'm not done. She rolls her eyes again and she walks off. So I'm like, well, guess who ain't getting a tip? I was so annoyed. So we get up to leave. And I paid, I think I paid cash. This is back when we first started dating. I paid cash. And then she's watching me, and I take all the change and I put it in my pocket. And then she comes over, she goes, everything all right? And I said, yep. We just started walking away. She's like, to go drinks? And I said, no, don't start helping us now. And then we left. I didn't even tip her. Yeah, if you ever come up here, Keith, dude, I'm like, listen, next time we want to go to Chili's, and normally Chili's will go because we like their appetizers. And I'm like, let's just go to the other. There's like 4 of them in Jacksonville. Let's go to another one. You're having a whole big conversation here. Chuck Buddha. Yeah, mine has my asthma was really stopped 25 years ago when I moved down here. Every now and then it flares up. Restaurant reviews. Yeah, well, this to me that is very positive. Yeah, we've had where like we went. I forget what restaurant we went to. We would go out with. I hope she's not going to listen. We would go out with her parents, and her dad is old school, so it's 15% no matter what good or bad service. And we went to a pizza place one time, and Shelly had gone to school with the waitress, and there was a problem with some of the food or something, but it was legitimately like kitchen stuff because we heard the manager saying to her, just tell them it's going to be a couple of, we're really sorry. And it wasn't even that long, like 5 minutes. And her dad got all annoyed, all bent out of shape, and was kind of an asshole to this girl, which is embarrassing because, again, Shelly knew this person. And her parents paid, and, and we're watching, and he basically gave her a 15% tip. And so as we're getting up to leave, Shelly's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. She goes back inside and then puts like another $10 on the table or something. Because it's like you were a jerk to the girl for no reason, not even her fault. We're normally gonna do 25%. If we get even halfway decent service. I get it. I remember I got a terrible haircut and I still tipped. Oh, Art. Welcome in, Art. I should have known you'd bring trouble at restaurants after the Orlando Ale House. That I should have just completely lost my shit. We sat there for like 2 hours. I missed a panel because of them. Had to hang out with Frank for like 2 hours. We went to, I forget what the restaurants we went one time, and the girl was so nice, very friendly. She looked, I'm like, I think my wife was like, something about her, because she like yawned or something, and we were like, oh, don't do that. We're all going to yawn, making a joke. And she's like, I did like a 12-hour shift, but I had school this morning, and oh, what are you going to school for? And we just had like a nice conversation with this girl, young girl. I remember she had a great ass. And so it was like $80, I think, was the check. And my wife's like, let's be nice. And I said, let's be nice. and we gave her a $40 tip because we're rich. And I remember the girl, we do the thing, and she came running over and she's like, "Did you make a mistake?" And Wes like, "No, why?" Well, because that's a lot. She's like, "Yeah, you earned it." And she, like, the girl had tears in her eyes. She's like, "Thank you so much." I'm like, "Not a problem." The heck is Nick? Nick said he won't be in probably until until noon his time, which then I will be out of here. That's why I wouldn't tell me about that shark movie where the sharks have feet. Is it really even a shark then? If a shark has feet, you know what I'm saying? Is it really even a shark? I realized that doing products doesn't matter what product I'm listing on here. Doesn't really matter at all. People are clicking through on something and buying something, so it's good. Appreciate everybody buying things from the products listed on the bottom. I think that slash really accents the emoji art thing. I watched Bad Gator on too. Probably. It's nice spreading the wealth. I still skipped your ads though. Just kidding. Don't. That's not funny. How do you think we're paying for that 15% tip last night? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome in. Yeah, you don't want to go. You really don't want to go anywhere with me. I always have some story. I'm always arguing with somebody. Last week, I think I told this story, but I'm going to tell it again because I'm hot. It is Positive Friday, and I'm positive this happened. I go to Winn-Dixie last Friday because the ice cream melted. I go and buy more ice cream because ice cream. And I buy a magic shell. 2 things of magic shell. And I say to there's a bagger. And I say to the cashier and the bagger, "Hey, can you put that in a separate, don't put it in the same with the ice cream," which they always do. Like, you've never had magic shell? If you put the magic shell near something cold, it freezes and it's ruined. It turns into shell that's magic. And he puts it right in the bag. And I said, "Did you just hear what I said?" And he says, "What's the difference?" That's what the kid says to me. I almost punched him out. So I get loud. And I explained to him how science works when it comes to magic shell and chocolate. And I take him out of the bag, I pull the bag, and I put him in another bag, and I put it off to the side. And the cashier, he's just shaking his head. And so a manager comes over. "What's the problem?" I said, "The problem is," and I explained the whole thing. But what I should have said is, I didn't like his attitude. Was the real problem there. I didn't say that. I realized that afterwards. So I got another one of those little weird correcting things. So Suman says, "How are you?" But it really says Kisi Ho. You just call me a Kisi Ho? He must have been young, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was like, he looked like he was 20. He looked like he had a little something wrong with him. If you know what I mean. Can't say the word. This is what you said the editor had. Basically, I was just like explaining to her science and that
and that you should train your people as if every time they're going to sell magic shell and they're selling ice cream on every purchase. Because what you're doing is you're ruining it. And I asked you not to put it in the bag with them, and you did it anyway. And what I should have added and said, and I didn't like his attitude about it, but I didn't do that, which I should have. That was the thing that really pissed me off. I normally don't like a confrontation anymore. I've had many confrontations in my life with people. I don't like them. You're never rude when that's it, and you're young. Does a magic shell go back to liquid when it's not cold? No, it freezes in the thing. Trust me, because we've had this happen. And then we put it up on the shelf in the pantry, and then like 2 days later, we have ice cream, and we open the magic shell, and it's just a big solid glob in there because of that. Troy says, well, he does live in Jacksonville. Hey, yeah, I don't care. You send it to me all the time. You just say things. That's why. What's up, Cat? I'm trying to work here. I'm trying to do things. I'm not really trying to work. I haven't sneezed in like an hour. That's good. Probably all these cats and dogs. Get off there. You're putting a hole in my shirt. Get your nail. Her nail is stuck in my shirt. Thank you. Appreciate it. What are you doing? I will make sure that you go to the yard and read my my story today. I guess you can't leave a comment on it, is what Keith said. I just thumbed up this video. Don't use it. I appreciate that. Keith wasn't even looking. Son of a bitch. I don't know. Maybe it probably did. Who even knows? Who can say? All right. Get rid of that. It's making me look bad, bro. There's Nick. Nick, we already asked Chad why he putting this sharks with feet. That should have been the name of that movie, Sharks with Feet, on his Tubi channel, and he said it was a democracy. Smooth. Yeah, I guess there isn't a place where you can leave a comment. Just goes right into the next story, it looks like. That's why democracy doesn't work. Thanks, Chad. Yeah, thanks, Chad. Thanks to Chad and democracy, we get shark with feet. It's like Jimmy Shark Feet. That guy. Damn Knuckles. Yeah, like the great, great band. We'll just have to leave your comments now. Great story. Well, thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate it. It was actually rejected like 2-3 years ago because they said it didn't feel like a complete story. And I'm like, I think it is a complete story, though. I think there's enough. There's enough there. Wow. So the yard, they just sent me a message. We're sharing it all over the place. And one of the places was MeWe. Do you remember that site? I didn't realize that was still a thing. No, not Amity. You're thinking of Amityville Death Metal Toilet, not Amityville Death Toilet. I remember MeWe came out, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is great!" Because none of the political people are on here. None of this blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, by the time I signed up for it, 10,000 political people were on there. And then like a whole bunch of Nazis, a whole bunch of naked people. Insane. They're like, we don't. There's no admins. We're not policing anything. And I was like, oh, good. Now we're gonna start selling babies on here and stuff. Yeah, but not good looking. Here's the problem: not good looking naked people. Because everything you say is like, Lorraine, don't listen to anything Chad says. It's all a lie. We all doubt you, Chad. It's not just her. Hmm. All right, everybody. I am out of here. I probably will do a walk and talk tomorrow. People seem to be enjoying them. I need them. Sunday, I will get back to writing. No, Nick, we will have to save that for Monday. Have a great weekend. I will see everybody on Monday. We will do this again. Thanks for popping in. Monday, Bigfoot. You got to bring it up early. Thank you, Charlie, for being here. See everybody later. Yeah, Haas, check your email.